Mr. President, how would it not be a war crime to strike Iran's bridges and power plants?
Because they killed 45,000 people in the last month, more than that. I think it could be as much as 60. They kill protesters, they're animals.
Mr. President, how would it not be a war crime to strike Iran's bridges and power plants?
Because they killed 45,000 people in the last month, more than that. I think it could be as much as 60. They kill protesters, they're animals. And we have to stop them, and we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. They want a nuclear weapon. They've been trying for a long time. I stopped them with the Obama horrible Iran nuclear deal. I stopped them in a lot of different ways. We got rid of Soleimani, the evil genius. He was an evil genius. We got rid of him. And then we stopped them with the B-2 bombers not so long ago. And if we didn't do it, Israel and the Middle East would have been extinguished by now.
Why'd you move the
And I hope they take the chance. If they don't, it's short.
Are you on board with the
Who are you with? So bad. It's such a bad network. It's such a pathetic. Is this your camera? You what? Go ahead.
45 days ceasefire with the
But they will. They'd like to have a ceasefire because they're getting obliterated. So we'll see how they behave. Okay. Number one, you have to have a lot of courage to do it because the chances of doing it were very small successfully. And it's amazing that we had nobody even injured. It's amazing. It never happens when pilots go down in war. You're in tough territory. Vietnam, and places like Iran, they're tough. They know how to fight. They're nasty. Very rarely do you go in because you're going to send 200 people in on a mission, and that mission will likely be unsuccessful. You're going to get one person, and you're going to lose 200 people. So we did something that was risky. Well, we have a great military.
Are you scared you're going to lose like the diplomatic?
Could happen.
If it seems like diplomatic talks are picking up, are you willing to hold off on attacking?
Well, I want to say I don't even want to talk about it because I've given them chances and they haven't taken them. So I don't want to really talk about that. Okay?
Push the deadline back again?
Highly unlikely. So I said, I'm going to give you 10. But at the end of 10, all hell's going to break out if you don't get there. So
Mr. President, do you expect Vice President Vance to continue to be talking to the intermediaries from Pakistan?
Well, he is, and we have Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, too. They're all unified and they're all talking together.
Do you expect the Vice President to be involved in an in-person meeting with officials in the coming days?
Could be. Could happen.
What else do you hear from Iran beyond?
Wall Street, do you have a message for the Hispanics?
I love Hispanics. Happy Easter.
We love you. Mr. President.
Another advice you have for you or about this bond?
Good. Faithful. Love your wife. Are you still happily married? Is this you? Is this for you?
Well, we got about to be father right there too, but
Well,
President Trump.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
one of
about
my
to be
all-time
father.
favorites. You got to be kidding! You're about to be a father. You've come a long way. He's always been fair, and he's always been fair. He went a little astray. No, not him. His girlfriend went a little astray, but these are minor details.
This is really funny. I will say on the other side of that coin, we got a fatherless problem in the United States. So many kids are growing up without a father figure. You combine that without the Heavenly Father being in a lot of their homes, that 1-2 punch has crushed a lot of these American families.
Well, the second thing has a lot to do with the first, and we want to bring religion back into it. Bring in religion, and we have. You know, if you see what's going on, Brian said, there's a real resurgence in religion, and we like that.
I'm very good to see you. Happy Easter, real quickly. And thanks for your friendship, by the way. I appreciate that. You're going to talk
See, I
about
didn't
this.
drop you. I didn't drop you.
No, thank you. I never stop supporting you, ever. You're going to talk about it today at 1 o'clock. But how great was that rescue mission? Some people say they've never seen it before.
There's a theory that it's never happened because it's two pilots. It was two. And remember, the first day we went into an open desert, and that helicopter has so many bullets. You would have respected helicopters, and you would have said, no way it could stay.
Right.
And it's loaded up with bullets. That's why we had to go a different way with the other one. The other was tougher because it was, longer, the timing and the mountainous terrain. He was amazing because he was able to get to a place and to climb when you're injured, to be able to climb that high. It was really incredible. But they're both doing good. They say it has never really been done before for two. It's been done on occasion for one, but two. When a plane goes down into truly hostile territory, you would rate that top of the line hostility. You would say can't be much tougher. Tough people, tough fighters. And that was central right there. That was central. That was Iran plus. And when planes go down in territories, whether it's Vietnam or Iran, you can sort of equate the level of fighting ability, I would say. You rarely go in because you have to, we had 200 people go in there. And because of the location, because of where you are, you're surrounded by guns all over the place, guns, missiles, and everything. You could lose 200 people for the sake of getting one. So as much as we want to get our wounded and get our people out of there, we want to do it badly, but it just doesn't happen that much. And I said, let's go, let's do it. Very risky because we could have lost 100 to 200 people in order to get one.
It went the other way.
And it went the other way.
Mr. President.
They want to. I've heard
Who
they
do you
want
lie? You're going to correct it?
to. She should star in
Who do
it.
you want to play yourself,
She'd
President?
be better starring.
Mr. President, who do you want to play yourself?
I picked the best looking guy around.
What about yourself,
If he
sir?
can't act,
What about yourself?
that's okay. I want the best looking guy. I don't care if he can act.
Mr. President. Come say hi to the volunteers.
You were able to authorize the search and rescue operation. The fact that it was so dangerous, the fact that it was successful, what message does that send to Iran as this deadline to come to a deal about the lethality of our military
Well, I think
capability?
they've seen it for the last 40 days. There is no military. Look at what we did with Venezuela and how well that's worked out. We're taking in hundreds of millions of barrels of oil. It's been an amazing relationship. We get along with. It's the best thing that ever happened to Venezuela. They're back on track. They're doing more business, even though we're essentially a partnership on the oil. They're doing more business now in Venezuela than they've ever done before. Money's coming in like it's never come in before. It's amazing. And frankly, we could do the same here. Because if I had my wish, I would like to be able. I would just like to take the oil. But I don't know that the American public wants that. They want us to go in, do what we have to do, and get out. You know what? We went in for a very simple reason, and not regime change, but we got regime change. This is a whole different regime. This is a different group of people. They're more moderate. They're smarter, much smarter. And, we blew up one regime, we blew up another regime, and now we're dealing with a third, and it is more moderate. It's better. But we didn't do it for that. It seems to be a byproduct. We did it for a simple reason. You know what that is? No nuclear weapon. And they will never have a nuclear weapon. Now, on top of that, we've decimated their military. We've knocked out their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. Most of their drones are gone. We have done a hell of a job. And their leadership is gone. Their radar's gone. Their anti-aircraft is gone. And they'll get a lucky shot off. And, if you shoot enough shots into the air, you're going to hit something. And that's what happened. But our military is great. We built a military that's great. I rebuilt the military in my first term, and I'm using it in my second term.
Sir, do you have a message for the crew of Artemis II as they get ready to
I
do a
do.
lunar
I think they're
flyover?
fantastic. Jared, and not Jared, this is my other Jared. I have two Jareds in my life, right? Jared's done a fantastic job at NASA. And he's been amazing. And everybody told me he was going to be good. I didn't know he'd be that good. And he's got that thing hopping. He's got NASA hopping, and he was an astronaut. He's done this. Very successful guy, and he's doing a great job.
Does it add to the meaning that this is happening in the 250th year of American independence?
Well, it's happening then, and it's also happening at a time where we're in a very, very powerful, you could call it a military operation. People like me to call it that because they don't like me using the word war. because they say, he said war. But let's go on a military operation. But now Jared's doing a great job. Ness is amazing, actually, amazing. And that's some ship. And so risky. Personally, I wouldn't want to do it, okay? We all have courage. I would prefer not to.
Hey, President Trump, did you ever think you see the Trump derangement syndrome so bad that you got people on Twitter, looks like they're even rooting for Iran?
Yeah, they're sick people. They're sick people. And they're weak people. You know, people that are rooting for, they're weak, ineffective people. They lost. But you put them up in front, put them right in front of me, right here, and they wouldn't open their mouth. They wouldn't open their mouth. They're very weak, ineffective people.
Or at least start building it before
Who's doing a legal challenge?
It's a group of veterans, sir.
Group of veterans?
Because it obstructs the viewshed between Arlington National Cemetery and...
You got to be kidding. This was approved 100 years ago. Do you know that? It never got built. It was stopped by a thing called the Civil War. That circle has sat there vacant for like 150 years or something. And they tried to do it again in around 1901, but it never happened. No, I think we're doing very well. I think it's going very good. And veterans are the ones that should like it. It's called the Triumphal Arch. It's in honor of the veterans.
Mr. President, you got the Masters this week.
Yes, I will.
Mr. President, what would you say to the people who might be concerned that bombing civilian power plants could be a war crime?
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. You know it's a war crime? Having a nuclear weapon. Allowing a sick country with demented leadership have a nuclear weapon. That's a war crime. And if I allowed that to happen, like 7 other presidents did, every president said, you know, many of them are saying off the record and they're saying behind the scene, they should have done this a long time ago. For 47 years this has been going on, and every one of those presidents should have done it. And actually, as you know, off the record, they're doing it off the record because they haven't got the courage to say it. Those presidents have given me a lot of credit. This should have been done by Obama, should have been done by Clinton, should have been done by the Bushes. This should have been done. And it would have been a lot easier if it was done a long time ago, right? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
You know the war crime? War crime is allowing Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And take a look at countries. Take a look if they would have had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. You'd have no Israel. You'd have no Middle East right now. And they would have been coming here. I'm not going to let that. That would have been a war crime. Thank you.